Good day, everyone. I am Regina Vincent Arnaiz, BS Film student, and today I'm gonna present my PowerPoint about the evolution of art. First, the Upper Paleolithic Age of Man, 50,000 to 10 years ago. Cave drawing was one of their arts, used as a way to recount events and the things early man had treasured. Had very little form of style, they perfectly illustrate how men thought during this era. Second, the Neolithic era, 10,000 BC to 4,500 BC. Humans begin to form settlements. Man uses art as a way to honor ancestors and a part of ritual practices through statues, totems, masks, and effigies. The third one is the Bronze Age. Near East, c. 3,300 to 1,200 BC. Europe, 3,200 to 600 BC. China, 2,000 to 700 BC. Saw the dawn of civilization with humans creating primal works of art to honor their ancestors as well as involve the reinforced belief in something greater than themselves, achieved by crafting statues, pots, and mass designed to be symmetrical and durable. Additionally, literacy had begun to take root within certain civilization, with hieroglyphics forming the basis for keeping records and communication in ancient Egypt. Considering that at their core, these are just symbols which were allotted meaning. Another one, the age of idealism, Hellenic era and Greco-Roman era, 900 BC and AD 450, saw the rise of the Greek and human culture and the tempest of knowledge and psychological thought, putting an emphasis in individualism as opposed to celebrating deities exclusively. Architecture of the period was durable and showed evidence of being grounded in ratios of mathematical beauty and strength. Golden ratio is 1.6 to 1. Finally, illustrated pottery and murals recounted events and told tales of Greek deities, and all forms present on them lacked depth. They were effective at conveying information and emotion. In an effort to display man as equal to their deities, statues sculpted of the human form by both the Greek and Romans were exceptionally well developed, athletic, and were proportionally accurate with the intent of crafting works that were flawless. This is not done in defiance of their duties, however, but to put and to prove the potential and aptitude of humans, not just in the artistic ability, but in all developing fields. The Middle Age, 500 AD to 15 AD. Christianity overshadowed paganism as the primary ideology in Europe. Art of the era focuses heavily on contextualizing and depicting religious figures as well as more eccentric art accompanying manuscript. Architecture and manuscript receive a noticeable upheaval in their design and the durability, and while a majority, if the artist from the earlier years of this period remains somewhat anonymous, designs help shape contained society which spanned a millennium, encompassing a range of different yet similar styles. Similarly, art served to beautify Buddhism in the East, with countries like Tibet and Thailand primarily crafting statues of the Buddha, depicting them in a state of calm exponential progress we've made in the aforementioned fields. As an example of these facts, while Andreas Vesalius was one of the primary leaders in astronomical studies at that time, influential artists such as Leonardo da Vinci and Albrecht Dürer had similarly propelled understanding of the human body. So, in Baruch 1600 AD to 1750 AD, various artistic forms once again used a tool by religions during the Baruch era, with art of the time displaying grandiose spectacle as well as event and had transpired within the period itself. So, in neoclassical 1660 AD to 1800 AD, so artists aiming to recapture the grace and the acute nature of Greco-Roman and by recreating figures from the Hellenic era. Art was used as a political tool in order to show off the lives and the wealthy and the influential, playing a vital role in instilling belief in figures like Napoleon, which show arts continues to be a highly effective tool for pushing an agenda, and it's this point the scale begins to tip. While European art is particular, was largely used for political gain or to push religious agenda. Pieces had slowly begun to embrace human fragility, with some artists obtaining the display and the subtitle Complexities concerning the seemingly simplistic mannerism and a human life. In Romantic age, 1800 to 1850, showing a further emphasis in the individual nature of the celebration of imagination. So let's move to Impressionism, 1865 to 1885. Impressionism movement focused on casting saturated landscapes flooded with stylized light and shadows, which not only prove accentuate figures and its environments they inhabited, but elicit raw emotion from the observer at first glance, a contrast to the sombre nature of the neoclassical style, which effectively utilized chiaroscuro and begs an observer to walk into the pits, decipher in message, and wonder a while. So, in Native Americans, so totems and pottery serve as an inherent parts of a culture, with symbolism and styling being influenced by the surroundings of the tribe. They were also incredibly efficient in how they dealt with aspects of their daily lives, with no portion of what they had at their disposal going to waste. For example, any parts of a hunted animals was used effectively, and this resulted in the creation of simple clothing, technologies, and ceremonial tools as a result of their practices. So in times of Africa, masks and statues continue to be a core part of countless tribes throughout the continent, with innovation of art slowly resulting due to the evolution of ritualistic and behavior, one of the most unique tribe in Africa. However, would be the Ndebele tribe of South Africa, which not only developed some of the most stylistically distinct African art, but an intentionally fostered art as part of its very culture distinct geometric form against art. In Japanese art, Ukiyo-e era strayed a different course from the realism movement sweeping the world. Tonal forms have always been less prominent in Japanese art, while line work and intelligent use of color were preferred to suddenly add flair to pieces. In like Van Gogh to craft art with an emphasis on the effective use of brush strokes and color as opposed the process of blending his paintings. As the world became more interconnected, so too did the active exploration of artistic styles with Japanese ukiyo-e paintings and the geometric forms of African art playing pivotal roles in shaping new Western styles.